So we're looking at synthetic division. With synthetic division, we compare the coefficients of our polynomial with the root of the divisor. So our coefficient, we take it off, like x cubed, our x squared term, our x term, and our number term. So that's a 1, -5, 4, and -2. So I have a little box here. We're going to set our factor equal to 0, and that number we get goes in that box. So x minus 2 equals 0. X would be 2. So put a 2 in here. The first number always drops down. And then this number I multiply by the number in the box, my root. 1 times 2, I place it here, 2. Then I add them. -5 plus 2 is -3. And then I multiply again. 2 times -3 is -6. Then I add. And then I multiply, I get -4, and then I add, and I get -6. And once I get down to the last column, this is my remainder. So now I can write my answer. And so that's my remainder. This is my constant term. That is my x term. And that is my x squared term. So my answer would be x squared, because I just have a 1, minus 3x, minus 2, plus, and then my remainder, I say -6, divided by x minus 2. So the next one, if I look at my terms, I'm missing the x term. And so I'm going to rewrite this. 9x cubed plus 15x squared plus 0x minus 2. I need a placeholder. So I'll write that 9, 15, 0, -2. Then I'm ready to find the number that I put in my box. So I'm going to set my divisor, 3x minus 1, equal to 0. And so I add 1 to both sides. I need to find what x is. So I add 1 to both sides. That leaves me 3x equals 1. Divide by 3. I get x is 1/3. And so when I have a divisor with a coefficient on the x, at the very end, I have to divide the numbers that I get over here by that coefficient. So 1/3 goes in that box. So my first number always comes down. Then I have 9 times 1/3. That's 3. I add that, 18. 18 times 1/3, 6. I add, that gives me 2. I add, and I get a 0. And so now I have to divide those numbers by my coefficient 3. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And so that's my constant term, this is my x term, and this is my x squared term. So my answer is 3x squared plus 6x plus 2. So this one, if you notice, you're missing your x squared term. So again, you need to put in a 0 as a placeholder. So I have 1 x to the 4th, negative 2 x cubed, 0 x squared, negative 31x, negative 4. And so I just set my denominator, x minus 4, equal to 0. I get x equals 4. So I'm going to drop my first number, multiply, add, multiply again, add, multiply, add, multiply, and I get a remainder of 0. And my coefficient was 1, and so I'm good. Like, these are the coefficients of my answer. So I have x, oh, that's my constant. So my x term, my x squared, so that's my x cubed. So then the next one, I'm not missing any terms. So I can go straight to setting up the division problem. So 2, negative 6, 1, negative 3, negative 3. And if I look at my denominator, x minus 3, my root is at 3, x equals 3. So I take 2, drop it down, and multiply, I get 6. If I add those, I get 0. Multiply, I get 0. Add, multiply, I get 0. Multiply, I get 0. Let's have a remainder of negative 3. So I'm going to write my answer. That's going to be my constant x squared, x cubed. It's 2x cubed plus x plus my remainder over my divisor.